Hey, this is Byron, and I want to talk about the stock market. I make a lot of money for a lot of people in the stock market. I want to make money for you, but I got some questions. A lot of people want me to answer some questions about the stock market. The first question was, I'm reading it. Okay, how do you get started how do you get started in the stock market? Okay, the first thing you do is get your online brokerage account. There's thousands of them out there from E-Trade, Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, Tasty Trades. It's so many. It's hundreds of online brokerage accounts. That's the first thing you do. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because I've been doing stocks for 25 years, and I know the ins and outs when it comes to the stock market. Okay, so get your online brokerage account. But let's take it a step further. You want to get one with no fees. So when you call that online brokerage company, ask them, do they have fees? Do you have to pay anything extra? There's plenty of online brokerage accounts that you don't have to pay fees. Those are the one you want to go with. All 99, no, all stock market companies are safe. They're not a scam. That's another question somebody asked me on here. Is there a such thing as a stock market company being a scam? No. Everybody uses the stock market. It's the greatest form of wealth. It's better than a bank for this, as far as I'm concerned. Some people might think different, but I think the stock market is the greatest form of wealth if you know what you're doing. And I do know what I'm doing, y'all. I do. I'm a I'm really good at this. I've been doing this for 25 years, and there's plenty of other people that's really good too. But I do it a little bit different than everyone else. So the first thing you want to do to answer the question is get that online brokerage account with no fees. And I'm going to take it a step further. Ask them, do they pay interest on your money if your money sit there? Some online brokerage accounts companies do that. They will pay interest on your money in their bank or in their organization. They will pay interest on your money. That's important too. I'm going to take it a step further and ask them, do they have margins account? What margins accounts mean is if you put $10,000 in their account, they would match that 10,000 with 10, excuse me, with $10,000 of buying power extra. So you have 10,000 plus their 10,000, so you have $20,000 in buying power. Not taking money out. You only can take out your 10,000, not their 10,000, because their 10,000 is for buying power to buy more stock. Okay, so ask them those things right there. So let me give my next question. How do you know if a stock, when to buy a stock and when to sell? That's a good question because nobody knows when a stock is going to go up and down. But we look at trends. People like me, we look at trends of a stock and history of a stock. Okay, a couple of things you want to look at. Once you get your online brokerage account and you are set, you are all set to buy a stock. You want to look at see how much it is bullish or bearish. I'm talking about one particular stock. If it's bullish, that's good. Bearish, it's not that good unless you doing options. Options trading is a whole different thing. I'm talking about day trading, New York Stock Exchange day trading. Okay, see if it's bullish. See if look at the news on the stock. That's probably the biggest thing. Before you purchase a stock, look at the news on that stock. The news can really hurt a stock. It could be getting investigated. It could be its target price has went up or down. It could one of the analysts could have lowered it from buy to sell. You just never know. Look at the stock on a daily basis. Look at the news on that stock on a daily basis. That's probably the biggest effect on the stock, next to the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Because if the Dow Jones and Nasdaq and S&P 500 goes down substantially, your stock most likely will go down regardless of what you do. So you got to watch that Dow Jones, and you never know. And nobody, I don't care what anyone says, nobody knows when that Dow Jones is going to go down or the Nasdaq is going to go down. Nobody knows. But you still got you have to block that out. You had to look for a strong stock. So look at the news on the stock, look and see the history on the stock to see if it's bullish or bearish. Look at there's so many different things. Look at the volume on the stocks. Look at what the analysts in that particular company, because every stock company has analysts grading the stocks. See how the analysts are grading the stocks. If it's a buy, or if it's a strong buy, or if it's a sell, or if it's a neutral. You never know. But look and see what all the analysts are saying about that stock. Look at the target price, because if the stock is a perfect example, if the stock is $45 a share, but they got news came out, they're lowering the target price to $35, there's a good chance that stock might go down. But if they raise that stock to the target price to $65, there's a good chance that stock will go up. Please write this stuff down, because this is basically for the beginners that's trying to get in the stock market. You need to know these things before you purchase your first stock. Okay, it's so much more. See if it got upgraded or downgraded. It's so much more. I'm just looking at some more questions here. Okay, one thing, what should beginners look at when it comes to purchasing their first stock? One thing I suggest is try to get a strong stock like an ETF or index fund stock, because that's an accumulation of stocks. That's a safe way. Or get a stock company that's really big, a company that is not volatile, don't shoot away up and down. It just stays steady the whole year. You might make a little money, you might lose a little money, but it stays steady. That's one way to go. Something that's really safe. And I'm gonna tell you what index fund mean, and I'm gonna tell you what ETF fund mean in 1 second. Okay. Some of these questions are very, very hard. I have to be honest with you. What does DCA mean? Okay, I'm gonna answer that question. That means dollar cost averaging. Now, what that means is, say you have $10,000 in your stock company. Say you want to buy a stock. You don't spend the whole $10,000. If you see it's at a good price, probably spend $8,000 at that stock. I don't know how many shares it counts, how much the stock costs itself. So just spend $8,000. Don't spend the whole $10,000. Okay. And then if the stocks start to go down a little bit, then you can use the other $2,000. You're doubling down. You think that stock is going to go up at first, but it goes down a little bit, and then you can use the other $2,000, that total of $10,000, and you're doubling. Now when it comes up, you're gonna get $10,000 worth of gain, so you get more money that way. That's dollar cost averaging. Okay, next question. What does support and resistance mean? Okay, when it comes to the stock company, okay, support and resistance. If you trade stocks and your technique is swing trading, I did a video on that, and I trained and talked about swing trading. Every stock has a floor and every stock has a ceiling. That's all it is. Every stock has a floor and every stock has a ceiling. And you can see a trend, the way it's going. It never breaks that floor and it never breaks that ceiling. And once it do break that ceiling, say it goes up a little bit higher over the ceiling, sometimes the floor come up too, so it'll go up like this. So that's pretty much what it is. Support and resistance. It's basically a floor and a ceiling. That's all it is. When it comes to a stock, you gotta look at like the last year, 5 years, to see how the floor is. The bottom part, that's the entry point when you want to buy a stock, and then when you sell the stock, that's the exit point. That's the ceiling right there. Every stock has a floor and a ceiling. Okay, let's go back to another question. Okay, wow. Now this is about fundamental analysis. I did a video to answer your questions on fundamental analysis. I did a video about a couple of months ago. So first of all, subscribe to my video so you can get those videos. Hit that red subscribe button so you get I did a video on fundamental analysis. I did a video on options trading. I did a video on so many different things. So check those videos, because if I start talking about fundamental analysis, this video is gonna go on for hours. So I'm not gonna talk about that right now. They asked about fundamental. Oh, I did a video about swing trading too, and that's my next question, and it's basically about the support and resistance. It's swing trading is basically, long story short, all you're doing is you're looking at the floor of a stock, and you're looking at, like, say you go back a year, you're looking at the floor of a stock and the ceiling of a stock. That's all it is, and you're looking for the entry point and the exit point. That's all you're looking for. So if the stock is like, say the floor is say $35, and it go up to $37, and it go back to 35, and go up to 37. It just stays right around that area for the last year or 5 years, and the ceiling is at say 45. You've been going 47, 43, 45, 47, 43, and it goes like this like the whole year. You're looking at that floor and ceiling. Okay, what you want to do is, when that stock goes back down to 37 or 35, its low point, that's the floor, that's the entry right there. That's when you want to buy the stock. You don't want to buy it at 45, 47, because you know it's going to go back down. It's a trick to it. But see what I'm saying? You want to buy it at the floor, not the ceiling. That's all it is. That's basically, that's the basic part of swing trading, but there's a lot more. Okay, I'm not going to keep you forever. Those are some questions that was asked of me to answer. I think I went over everything. Oh yeah, I want to go one more thing. I had a question here about, I'm gonna see if I have the answer to it. I might. It was about, come on, Byron, come on. Okay, I'm trying to see, did I lose it? All right, here we go. Okay, the question was, and this is a long answer, what does ETF mean, and what does index fund mean? That was my final question. I had to go through my paperwork to find it. Okay, ETFs mean exchange traded collection of securities traded funds by investors. Index fund means collection of collection of securities financed by a pool of investors. That's why I said the index fund is it's like about, you could put 30 bottles in a box. If one bottle falls, say a stock goes down, the other ones will keep it up. That's why index fund and ETFs are so safe. I'm not going to keep you on this video. I want to thank you for watching my video. I got plenty more of training videos coming out about the stock market, and I'm going to tell you what's going on in the stock market today. And this will be real quick. The Dow Jones is down 36.39. The NASDAQ is down 82.85. And the S&P 500 is down 17.86. It's 25 more minutes left in the regular trading today. It's at 2:35 right now. It closes at 3 o'clock. Let me see any stocks doing anything special. I'm going to market movers right quick, because I want you guys to know everything. I like to train and teach and teach. So write some of this stuff down, please, because okay. Tesla stock. Like I said, you gotta be patient. Tesla stock 2 days ago went up like 14 points. Yesterday it went, I'm sorry, 2 days ago it went down 14 points. Yesterday it went up about 14 points. Today it's down 2 points. It's a lot of good news on Tesla, but you never know when it comes to the Dow Jones what's going on. You got to get that entry point when you want to buy a stock. Okay. Another stock that's doing pretty good, Nvidia, is up 0.88. That's a big stock. That's the number one in this field, Nvidia. And I'm going to all the market movers right now, because I want you guys to know everything that I know. All I want to do is teach about stocks. Now, definitely leave comments and leave your opinions on what I'm trying to tell you, negatively or positively. But please hit that red subscribe button and like and share my video too. Okay, the major indices continue to languish with conviction lacking in today's market. There hasn't been any real follow-through, it's small letters, to yesterday's post FOMC rally. But at the same time, there hasn't been an aggressive move to unwind it either. The market has operated mostly at stall speed, waiting to get more data that lends more clarity to the tariff situation and the impact. What does that mean? I have no idea. But that's what the market is saying today. And that's what's going on in the stock market. And I'm having some more stock market news for you tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.